Detective Corcoran, sir.
That Mayor Corcoran is evil.
No. He's our friend.
What does Corcoran see in evil?
What's your name, darling?
Annie. A certain kind of gentleman.
Winfred Haverford.
Who'll pay a high price for girls my age. Promise me, Kate Riley's murder will be avenged.
Attention, if you should happen to come across a distinctive gold locket engraved with the letters E and C on its face, it might have pictures of a man and a little girl on the inside. Is anyone acquainted with a sailor named McClarty? Tungus McClarty. Used to live on Mulberry Bend. Tungus McClarty.
Julius, seeing you, my morning is complete.
Your presence is requested, Detective.
Most of the Irishmen in the New York regiments were bloodthirsty street criminals before the war. They returned to our great city, even worse.
Cheer up, Winnie. A lot of the Irish got killed.
Oh, and just think about the emancipated Negroes who will flock here. The Irish and the Heinies will slaughter the poor creatures. New York will burn, again.
We're not going to let that happen, are we? Thoughtful men believe that urban growth can be controlled by scientific method and careful planning, though there are those who hold that the plight of the poor is their own doing.
Your father, for one?
Yes, my father.
Detective Corcoran, sir.
What brings you here, Corky?
I sent for him. I didn't think he'd come to my home if summoned. I inquired at St. Brenda's about the girl, Annie, and the nuns there told me she wasn't there. Never been there.
My mistake?
Why do you care about that little tramp so much?
Why do you? Corky, may I apologize for Winnie?
Of course you may.
Winnie still hasn't forgiven you for accusing him of the murder of Annie Riley's sister. Julius will take you wherever you need to go.
Thank you, Major.
Good day.
I'm not done with you, Corcoran.
No, we're done. Winnie. Francis will stay here and keep guard until I can figure out another place to hide you.
Are you sure Mr. Haverford is coming for me?
Yes, darling.
Don't you worry about the child. Molly and me'll protect her.
Oh, didn't they? Any word from Eva?
She made the trip to New Orleans without incident. Should be back by week's end. Now, Francis, I will reward you later. Once we have completed our solemn trust. The safety of dear Annie. But several men have already been here in search of your Annie Riley.
Which is why this is now the perfect place to hide the girl. They'd never think to come back.
Kevin Corcoran, you are a troublesome child and you've become a troublesome adult. I won't put my charges in peril.
Sister Agnes Clare.
What do I always say?
No is a no is a no. But Annie's in real danger.
Well, you're a copper. Shield her from the danger.
Trying.
Have you been to Mass lately? Prayed to the Almighty for help?
News from the Shenandoah Valley. General Sheridan has allowed Jubal Early's Confederates to escape annihilation.
An informant in the White House?
We've informants in Grant's headquarters. We learned the goings-on before Mr. Lincoln. Buy gold at 160.
Well, the Greycoats may have escaped, but on Monday they suffered heavy losses at Pagan Creek, and they can only help Lincoln's chances for re-election.
There are many battles to be fought between now and November, if there is another Antietam. Father, General Early's still on the move.
You bought gold at 155?
160.
How often must I remind you, when the Union suffers a loss, Northerners get insecure and buy precious metals. Tomorrow gold will be 180 at least. You've cut my profit by a third. Thank you for coming, Haverford.
An invitation to discuss business with the Morehouse family.
The 6th Ward. I want to buy 5 points. From Chatham to Canal to Elm, all 20 blocks, including Paradise Square.
Buy 5 points? Why? That neighborhood is filled with horrible slums.
Clearly, your friend lacks vision. Good day, sir.
How did I offend him?
Father believes all that acreage so close to Wall Street cannot be left fallow.
But the Irish, Bavarians, Italians are all packed into 5 points.
Father also believes that displacing the foreign element will help to decrease vice and disorder.
Well, my wife and I have donated to the rebuilding of the Colored Orphan Asylum in hopes of improving the lives of freed slaves and immigrants.
Father doesn't want to eradicate the immigrants. He simply wants them to move to Hoboken.
I see. And he wants me to...
If it becomes known that we Morehouses are buying large parcels of land, prices will soar. We are asking certain trusted friends to make the acquisitions with our money in a joint venture.
Well, I'm honored to be included.
I don't think honor has anything to do with this.
The air is beautiful, fresh, much better than 5 points. Maybe later we can go for a walk. Sarah. You left 5 points, so you wouldn't be afraid to go outside.
I saw white men outside on horses.
White men have a right to ride on that road. Same as we do. You can protect me with your pistol. You're an excellent shot. When the orphanage was destroyed by that vicious mob, we thank Winfred and Elizabeth Haverford for financing the renovation of this old mansion into a safe new shelter for the many children in need.
Thank you.
With so many of our young men down south fighting for the Negroes' freedom, I feel a sacred duty to help the less fortunate.
Well, may God bless you and your good deeds, Mr. Haverford.
Yes. May God repay Winfred for all his deeds.
Thank you.
Corky! We had a visitor.
Who, Haverford?
Tungus McClarty. He came here looking for pleasure after all that time at sea, but when he saw McGuire, he ran like the devil himself, freed up out of nowhere.
Tell Francis I'm not to track down the clergy.
Will we look?
The rat always returns to where there's cheese.
come in until after Ellen left with some fella.
Which fella? I didn't see a face. It was dark. I waited till they were gone before I broke in.
Yeah, I saw your daughter laying on the floor, already dead. Sir, I couldn't get out of here fast enough. I shipped out on the first boat I could find.
Hey, the locket. Did you steal Ellen's locket?
I saw no locket.
But when you saw Maggie, why didn't you go to the police?
I was afraid they'd think I had something to do with Maggie's murder.
Wait! I swear I never touched your daughter. If I killed her, why wouldn't I have killed your wife, too?
It's hardly knew it. She let McClarty go free.
He told me every scrap he knows, which wasn't much. He swears he had nothing to do with Maggie's death or Ellen's disappearance, so...
Man's a lying sack of manure.
No, I believe him.
Jesus Christ, why?
Because when he told me what he did, his eyes relaxed. Confession refreshes the soul.
Does it?
Time for you to go back to Eva's, leave O'Brien and guard Nanny. Can you do that?
I can. I don't want O'Brien's wife beating on him again.
Where are you with the purchase of the Mother AME Zion Church?
Well, I've spoken with the Reverend Garland. He seems amenable to a sale, and he needs only discuss it with the church elders, and I think I can get it for $100,000.
Father, I see you have a new clerk. Tell me, Winnie, how goes the search for little Annie? Have you persuaded Corcoran to help you find her?
Your friend Corcoran is beneath contempt.
Which puts him one level above you.
If you weren't Norbert's son, I would give you a good thrashing.
But you would if I was his daughter.
We're doing business, Robert. Why don't you lay down and sleep off your drunk?
An excellent idea. I always do what Father tells me.
You drink, Haverford?
Not a drop.
Robert's mother drank spirits until she became one. I fear he will follow her example.
I had the big one last night. He gave me $5 extra. $5 extra.
Excuse me. I'm looking for a detective by the name of Corcoran.
Information like that's expensive. I don't know where he is. But I'm sure he'll show up here sooner or later. Meanwhile, you want a kiss?
I do not have a taste for harlots, ma'am. I'm a God-fearing Christian.
I find that the Irish, at least the women, to be deeply committed to their faith. And yet, despite our efforts, the men remain to be uneducated, superstitious, violent.
There are people of our class who are far worse.
My husband, for example. Tell me about Kevin Corcoran. Is he prone to violence?
Yes, but he has an inherent nobility inside him. Corky came from Ireland when he was just a boy. Learned to be a boxer and was quite a fierce force in the ring.
Yes, I can see that from his physique.
When the rebellion broke out, he volunteered to fight. He did so bravely for over 4 brutal years. Then he found out his wife had disappeared and his daughter had been murdered.
Oh, my Lord.
The Union Army forced Corky to continue his service until 2 months ago when he and I were mustered out. Since then, he's been obsessed with finding the girl's killer.
And I'm certain that he will.
Dear lady, I didn't ask you for this stroll to talk about Kevin Corcoran. I know it's discussing business with a woman is unseemly.
Oh, Robert, I hope you're aware by now that I am not some dull-witted debutante.
No, you are quite unique. Your husband has asked Reverend Garland to sell him the acreage on which the Mother AME Zion Church stands.
Yes.
This is part of my father's grand scheme to buy all of 5 points.
And?
I wish to thwart it.
I see. And how may I be of assistance?
I would like you to buy the property. With my money.
And in doing so, you thwart your father, and I thwart Winfred. I agree.
Good night, ladies.
Where's the girl copper?
It's in Brenda's convent.
Tell us where Annie is. Now.
Come on. We both know a Pinkerton detective ain't gonna shoot a cop.
Now. Either you tell us where you hit the girl, or your arms are next. You got 5 seconds to get out, or I start firing. And I'm a quick shot. Easy.
Kevin! You hear me? Kevin.
Who did this to you?
Everford, he must have had some Pinkertons.
Are they still here?
No, I don't think so. They broke my leg. They broke my leg.
What's over when I'm gone?
Get Freeman. Get Freeman. Hurry!
Wait here. Don't shoot! I mean, you know her.
Sarah? Sarah? All's well.
Mother of Christ.
It's all right. You can come out now. Your arms are going to hurt for about a day, but a little pain now is better than getting the smallpox.
You're all right. Hang in there. You're all right. All right.
Okay. Hold him. Hold him. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Alex. You're all right. Hang in there. Hang in there.
Give me something, Freeman.
All right. There you go. Nice and easy. There we are. There we are.
Pain should go away soon, all right? Just take it easy.
Okay. Nice and easy. Okay.
No pain. No shit.
I'll watch the other door.
Aye.
Who are you?
John Riley, sir. I was told Detective Corcoran might know the whereabouts of my daughter, Annie.
After you.
At the 6th precinct, they told me that my daughter Kate was murdered in a cat house.
My condolences, Mr. Riley. Sip of whiskey. I don't usually imbibe, but given the circumstances. Did the bastard who killed Kate violate her?
The doctor said she died a virgin.
The Almighty is merciful.
The Almighty could have showed Kate a touch more mercy.
I have a farm up in Westchester that it keeps me busy. So after my wife died, the girls, Kate and Andy, I didn't know how to raise two young girls. Last year, Annie told me she wanted to go to New York to become a whore.
Your daughter told you that she wanted to become a whore.
As Annie's father, it's my duty to bring her back to the righteous path.
Then why didn't you do that sooner?
I was grieving the death of my wife. I'm sure you can understand what a man goes through. I went to St. Brenda's convent to find her, but she wasn't there.
My superiors are keeping your daughter's whereabouts a secret. They're afraid that the man who killed Kate might be looking for Annie.
I'm a father, but please just tell me where she is.
I don't know where. They're keeping it a secret from me as well. For her own protection. Take Mr. Riley to Kate's grave so you can show your respect.
Thank you, Detective.
Oh, wait out front of him, will you?
Hey. You seen when I tossed him the bottle? How he caught it in the long sip he took? Man's bellied up to many a bar before.
Oh. Riley's a liar. Get him out of town on the next ferry. Oh, Andrew. Bring Molly and Annie to me. And on the way back, make sure no one recognizes the girl.
Having heard that our congregation is soon to move uptown, your husband has made overtures about buying our current church. He says he wants to tear down the building and replace it with a park.
Yes, Winfred is ever thoughtful. But what I would like to do is surprise him. Buy the land myself and build a park in his name.
I see.
Please, help me give my husband the surprise of his life.
Anything for you, dear lady.
Your father is not dead. He was here today, looking for you.
Mr. Riley was here?
Mm-hmm. So why did you lie and say he was dead?
Mr. Riley's not my father. He's my husband. My mom left me and Kate with Mr. Riley when I was 9. When I turned 10, he married me. Claimed it was the law of the land, and I had to.
The law says a girl can consent to marry a man when she's 10 years old. The law doesn't force a girl to marry.
That's what the Contessa said. She said instead I could have a warm room at our house and chocolates for doing the same things Mr. Riley made me do. She swore to me the man would be nice. But he wasn't. Please don't send me back to Mr. Riley.
No. Look, I promise to never do that. All right?
I'd like to give that bastard a good whooping.
Hand me a shillelagh, I'll help.
Andrew, take Annie upstairs and tell her a story, will you?
I'm going to tell you about the dream of Angus and the wooing of Etain.
Get some rest, honey. That poor waif. First forced to marry, then to sell herself.
Listen, Molly, we need to move Annie. Haverford's our Pinkertons, and they should be showing up at Ava's soon.
I'll take the girl anywhere you say. I'll help you anywhere I can. But it seems to me the solution is we need to stop Haverford from hurting Annie or any other children.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, how am I supposed to do that? Shoot him dead in the middle of Broadway?
You're a clever one, Corky. You'll figure feels like this is exactly what you need. Do you want me to stop?
No. My sweet Kate, gone forever. She's with the angels now. Take it to the dock. Get you on the 7 o'clock ferry. I can't leave. I have to find my sweet Annie. Not gonna happen, Riley, but I'm her father.
Meet her husband? Annie told us. And you forced her to be your wife.
I never.
Calm yourself, Andrew. What do you mean, wife?
I can't believe a word that horse says.
If you're not on that 7 o'clock ferry, I will put a slug in your head. And the chain the Chinaman cut off your privates for chop suey, huh? You understand? You understand? Get up. Get.
Look at you. You're quite the beauty. I'm quite the jealous bitch. Now, you're gonna stay away from that pipe and do as you're told. Did Detective Corcoran really tell you to bring me here? Yes, he did, child. And he's very sick, so he couldn't tell you himself, but he promises to come visit when he recovers.
Forget about Detective Corcoran. I know a gentleman who is very anxious to see you again. Priscilla!
Yes, madame.
Take this urchin to the second floor and give her a bath.
Go with Priscilla. Come on, Shetty.
$100.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Sold it. Did Garland say to whom he sold the church?
No, sir, but whoever it was paid him $90,000.
I've asked you to accomplish one thing, Haverford, and you've failed. Get out.
Mr. Morehouse.
Must I ring for the butler?
Having a bad night, Winnie? I have a present for you, Father. The Mother AME Zion Church.
But you only paid $90,000, eh?
Drink this, it will help you relax. It's for your own good. And if you bite such gentleman again, you'll get yourself another whipping.
That's right. We do the dying. We uptown bigwigs do the crying, all the way to the bank.
You're right, Sergeant.
Fire, have a beer, on the house.
Can't, Sergeant. In a death over at the Earl House, one of the batty old ladies who lived there has passed on. Natural causes. Evidently she was rich and has no heirs.
No heirs, you say?
Detective Corcoran says you should have first pickets.
Come on, boys.
Yeah, right behind you, Sergeant.
Monsieur H. She is waiting for you with breath.
Ah, Contessa, you always fulfill a promise.
Annie. Annie? Do it.
This is for my sister. What are you talking about? What happened?
You know what to do. Soon, this will all be in the past. Come on, come on, come on.
Morphine's wearing off.
What's this?
Straight opium and brandy. Back when you were boxing, you ever get knocked out?
Yeah, sure.
This will feel about the same.
Maybe. Sergeant's here, boys. Morning, Sergeant.
Corky. Sorry about your misfortunes and all, but Captain Sullivan wanted me to have a doctor check out your leg. The captain is concerned that some of his own men may have had something to do with the deaths of Winfred Haverford and Contessa Pompidou.
Leg is definitely fractured.
You're a smart one, Corky. You really do remind me of my dead brother.
news about Winfred Haverford is absolutely stunning. He was killed, rescuing that unfortunate child Annie from the claws of Contessa Pompadour.
I never thought of Winnie as the heroic type.
Proving that every man is capable of change. My. We're all in need of calming drink. And Elizabeth Haverford, now a widow, is going to adopt sweet Annie. Elizabeth believes that duty calls, that she should continue her late husband's philanthropic work and give Annie a place in proper society.
The widow might find it in her heart to give me a proper place in society. Very good whiskey, sir.
Wards off the cold. I need a word alone with Kevin. I hear you've been gallivanting around the town with Dr. Freeman. An amazing surgeon. It's too bad he's a Negro. Father hates the fact that a Negro cut off his son's leg. Father's worried that his friends at the Union League Club will discover the truth. I, on the contrary, will in perpetuity be grateful to Freeman. Father says he's quite impressed with you. He thinks you can be quite useful. Father uses quite a lot. But I warn you, though, Father also thinks that you may be too smart for your own good. The war will be over soon. And the world will be full of bright promises. And the city of New York will lead the way in promises as well as dangers. Dangers far worse than what we experienced in Gettysburg. You, me, and our good friend Matthew Freeman, we three must tread carefully. Our lives depend on our finesse.
Tread carefully, Corby.